Yep. Kim, you first.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so let's just say quickly, we are on a miracle principle in chapter 1 of A Course in Miracle text. And yeah, thanks, Kim.
Okay. 44. Miracles arise from a miraculous state of mind. By being one, this state of mind goes out to anyone, even without the awareness of the miracle worker himself. The impersonal nature of miracles is because the atonement itself is one, uniting all creations with their creator. The miracle is an expression of an inner awareness of Christ and the acceptance of his atonement.
There you go. Now, do you need to go any further?
The mind is then in a state of grace
Mm.
and naturally becomes gracious, both to the host within and the stranger without. By bringing in the stranger, he becomes your brother.
Mm.
That's nice. Yeah.
So how would you express the inner awareness of Christ if the miracle is an expression of inner awareness of Christ?
I'm going to say, see the Christ in the other.
Mm-hmm. Nice one. What does it do to you when you do that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See how we can read this and just go through the words and motions, but it has to land, right? Oh, Annie, look. Yeah,
Hi. I can't read for at least a while.
that's all right.
Okay. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, your presence is enough, darling. We're just wondering where's everyone gone?
Oh, and where are you in the book? What
We're in
chapter?
a miracle principles.
Oh, the first ones.
Yes, and now we are
Nice.
miracle principle 45 right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Would someone else like to read, or should I keep going?
Yeah, keep going, Kim. There's not many readers today.
So we're up to 46.
Yep.
A miracle is never lost. It touches many people you do not even know, and sometimes produces undreamed of changes in forces of which you are not even aware. That is not your concern. The miracle will always bless you.
Mm.
The miracles you are not asked to perform have not lost their value. They are still expressions of your own state of grace, but the action aspect of the miracle should be Christ-controlled because of his complete awareness of the whole plan. The impersonal nature of miracle-mindedness ensures your grace, but only Christ is in a position to know where grace can be bestowed.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, number 47. Miracle mindedness means miracle readiness. Readiness means that you should always keep your perception straight so that you will always be ready, willing, and able. These are the essentials for listen, learn, and do. You must be ready to listen, willing to learn, and able to do. Only the last is involuntary because it is the application of miracles which must be Christ-controlled. The other two, which are voluntary aspects of miracle-mindedness, are up to you. Or, number 48, or is an inappropriate response to miracles. Revelation is literally unspeakable because it is an experience of unspeakable love.
Wow, that's such an important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you talk about it, it ain't it.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Everybody talks about it.
Yes.
Especially people who haven't had the experience.
Who what?
Who haven't had the experience, I'm starting to think these days, including myself.
Right. Oh. No, I've talked about it to people, but I found it had sort of no impact for them because it was meant directly for me. You know what I mean? Like revelation is just mine. And so, like I said, it didn't mean anything to them. And I was kind of like, wait a minute, like I thought they'd want to know.
Yes.
No, it was that was a good lesson for me too, you know, like so, yeah.
Yeah, because they cannot be meaningfully translated. However, they can be shared just by that direct inner peace that brings in you, because that will begin to radiate from you, right? When you have that experience, you don't have to talk about it because talking shrinks it.
Exactly.
So you be in it, and you feel that experience because it's a feeling thing. You feel the love of God within you. You feel the revelation, and being in that, your whole physicality becomes that way. It begins to ooze its delicious radiance that cannot be translated into perception, because perception is not an attribute of God. Yeah, that's 43. Beautiful.
Yeah, I was surprised how they weren't like enamored by sort of the concept I was sharing with them. And that's why I say, like, yeah, like you said, it was so beautiful that it diminished it even for me, sort of in that moment that I shared it. And
Beautiful.
so I've learned, like, oh, like you said, just revel in it, just
Yes.
just feel it.
And yet it says just before somewhere, it touches. Well, which one was it, guys? When it says you don't even know who you touch by the miracle. Yeah.
Yes.
A miracle is never lost.
Yeah, miracles never. And where is that?
Number 46.
Yes, it touches many people you don't even know.
Yeah.
And sometimes produces dream of changes. Because I remember when I met some of the people who've been blessed, they didn't tell me anything, but I could not forget the radiance, the the inner glow that was just oozing silently without making a big rah-rah about a book. And that's what stayed with me. That's what touched me, you know. That was like this, like, wow, there's something to this. I don't know, you know. Yeah.
Okay. All should be reserved for revelation, to which it is perfectly and correctly applicable. It is not appropriate for miracles because a state of awe is worshipful. It implies that one of a lesser order stands before a greater one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the case only when a soul stands before its creator.
Yeah.
Souls are perfect creations and experience awe only in the presence of the creator of perfection. The miracle, on the other hand, is a sign of love among equals. Equals cannot be in awe of one another because awe implies inequality. It is therefore an inappropriate reaction to me. I mean Jesus, not me.
Heaven.
Heaven
from heaven. Oh, such a deep.
Oh, Jesus.
I love that. Look at the size of that miracle principle. It's like a whole page, right?
Equals cannot be in awe of one another because awe implies, I did that, didn't I? It is therefore, and I did that too, an elder brother is entitled to respect for his greater experience and a reasonable amount of obedience for his greater wisdom. He is also entitled to love because he is a brother, and also to devotion if he is devoted.
If he is devoted. I love that.
It is only my devotion that entitles me to yours. There is nothing about me that you cannot attain.
Say it again.
There is nothing about me that you cannot attain.
Right.
You can all be like me, guys. It's wonderful.
Yay.
We are.
We are.
I have nothing that does not come from God. The main difference between us, as yet, is that I have nothing else.
Oh, yes, Kevin.
Oh, I tell you what, it's perfect. This leaves me in a state of true holiness, which is only a potential in you. I feel like I'm sort of like, I'm Jesus when I'm reading this.
Yeah.
Makes my head swell a bit, I think, too. Oh dear. No man cometh unto the Father but by me is among the most misunderstood statements in the Bible. It does not mean that I am in any way separate or different from you except in time, which does not really exist at all. Actually, the quotation is more meaningful if it is considered on a vertical rather than a horizontal axis. Regarded along the vertical, man stands below me and I stand below God. In the process of rising up, I am higher. This is because without me, the distance between God and man would be too great for you to encompass.
That's so true.
I bridge the distance as an elder brother to man on the one hand, and as a son of God on the other. My devotion to my brothers has placed me in charge of the sonship, which I can render complete only to the extent to which I can share it. This may appear to contradict the statement, I and my Father are one. But there are still separate parts in the statement in recognition that the Father is greater. The original statement was, are of one kind. The Holy Spirit is the bringer of revelations. Revelations are indirectly inspired by me because I am close to the Holy Spirit and alert to the revelation readiness of my brothers. I can thus bring down to them more than they can draw down to themselves.
Beautiful. Oh,
That was really weird for me because it's like I was saying it. I mean, I was saying it, but it's like this was all coming from me.
It kind of came across.
Well,
maybe that's why it's written in that way.
Yeah.
yes.
I always find it different when I'm reading out loud to when I'm just reading it, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, yeah. Well, Anthony, I'll give you a chance to be Jesus for a while. Your turn.
Thank you.
Isn't that beautiful that he gives us these direct words, undistorted by anything? Whispering straight into your ear, hey, follow this, and you will remember yourself. You know? Does not require interpretation because we have no clue where he's taking us.
Number 49. The Holy Spirit is the highest communication medium. Miracles do not involve this type of communication because they are temporary communication devices. When man returns to his original form of communication with God, the need for miracles is over. The Holy Spirit mediates higher to lower communication, keeping the direct channel from God to man open for revelation. Revelation is not reciprocal. It is always from God to man. The miracle is reciprocal because it involves equality. Number 50. The miracle is a learning device which lessens the need for time. In the longitudinal, hang on, my wife's coming in. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
There's porridge on the bench.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah. I'll start again.
Hmm.
The miracle is a learning device which lessens the need for time. In the longitudinal or horizontal plane, the recognition of the true equality of all the members of the sonship appears to involve almost endless time. However, the sudden shifts from horizontal to vertical perception, which the miracle entails, induces an interval from which the doer and the receiver both emerge much farther along in time than they would otherwise have been. The miracle thus has the unique property of shortening time by rendering the space of time it occupies unnecessary. There is no relationship between the time the miracle takes and the time it covers. It substitutes for learning that might have taken thousands of years. It does this by the underlying recognition of perfect equality and holiness between the doer and the receiver, on which the miracle rests. We said before that the miracle abolishes time. It does this by a process of collapsing it, and thus abolishing certain intervals within it. It does this, however, within the larger temporal sequence. It establishes an out-of-pattern time interval, which is not under the usual laws of time. Only in this sense is it timeless. By collapsing time, it literally saves time.
Mm.
Much as daylight saving time does. It rearranges the distribution of light.
No.
The miracle is the only device which man has at his immediate disposal for controlling time. Only revelation transcends time, having nothing to do with time at all. Oh, I've started to read another principle.
It's okay.
I had my thumb over 51.
Wow, that's a long one too.
Yeah.
Someone else wanted to do 51?
You better get your porridge before Goldilocks gets it, Anthony.
No, I'll wait. I can heat it up.
Okay. All right. So you're going to keep reading or we'll pass it on?
Pass it on.
Okay, Alison, you're next.
Okay. The miracle is much like the body in that both are learning aids which aim at facilitating a state in which they are unnecessary. When the soul's original state of direct communication is reached, neither the body nor the miracle serves any purpose. While he believes he is in a body, however, Man can choose between loveless and miraculous channels of expression. He can make an empty shell express nothing at all. He can wait, delay, paralyze himself, reduce his creativity to almost nothing, and even introduce a developmental arrest or even a regression. Oh dear. But he cannot abolish his creativity.
Mm.
He can destroy his medium of communication, but not his potential. Man was not created by his own free will alone. Only what he creates is his to decide. The basic decision of the miracle-minded is not to wait on time any longer than is necessary. Time can waste as well as be wasted. The miracle worker, therefore, accepts the time control factor gladly because he recognizes that every collapse of time brings all men closer to the ultimate release from time, in which the Son and the Father are one. Equality does not imply homogeneity now. Say it again. Equality does not imply homogeneity now. When everyone recognizes that he has everything, individual contributions to the sonship will no longer be necessary.
Wow, that's
When
amazing.
contribution, yeah. When the atonement has been completed, all talents will be shared by all the sons of God. God is not partial. All his children have his total love, and all his gifts are freely given to everyone alike. Except you become as little children means that unless you fully recognize your complete dependence on God, you cannot know the real power of the Son in his true relationship with the Father. You who want peace can find it only by complete forgiveness. You never really wanted peace before, so there was no point in being told how to achieve it. No learning is acquired by anyone unless he wants to learn it and believes in some way that he needs it. While the concept of lack does not exist in the creation of God, it is very apparent in the creations of man. It is, in fact, the essential difference. A need implies lack by definition. It involves the recognition that you would be better off in a state which is somehow different from the one you are in. Someone else want to read?
You finish it up, darling, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't mind, but it goes on for another page.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I love your reading because it's nice and slow. And
Okay, thank you. Until the separation, which is a better term. I think I just got a bit disconnected then. Hang on.
stay disconnected.
No, that means I'm sort of up here somewhere, not
So beautiful how you shared that, you know?
mm.
Mm.
That last sentence is pretty good, isn't it?
It involves the recognition. A need implies a lack by definition. It involves the recognition that you would be better off in a state which is somehow different from the one you are in.
Yes. In other words, feeling disconnected is okay.
Well, what
Doesn't
I
mean
was
you're
what
better
I
off.
was meaning by that was that I'd lost the thread of what was being said.
Oh, yeah, I realise that.
That's all. But I sort of think, it's certainly when you've got any kind of an emotion happening that you're pushing down, trying to push away, that implies that you're believing in lack as well. I mean, anyway, I'm not going to go too far there.
That's
You can
interesting,
make a
isn't it?
story out of it, but
Well, you
when
can,
I
but I
say,
mean, that's the connection that
when I say
is.
be disconnected, allow yourself so you see, you feel it for what it is about, you know? Just become whatever you are.
Mm.
Because then
Until the
you're connecting back to yourself, really. It appears you're disconnected, but you cannot possibly be.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that means you can only be disconnected from the ego. It's like saying that, isn't it? Which is what you want. I don't know.
We're
Oh,
getting into conceptual ramblings a little bit.
yes. It's so much fun.
That's why we do it.
Until the separation, which is a better term than the fall, nothing was lacking.
Yeah.
We didn't need any damn fig leaves.
This meant that man had no needs at all. If he had not deprived himself, he would never have experienced them.
Nice one.
After the separation, needs became the most powerful source of motivation for human action. All behavior is essentially motivated by needs, but behavior itself is not a divine attribute. The body is the mechanism for behavior. the belief that he could be better off is the reason why man has this mechanism at his disposal. I don't understand. I think I really would like someone else to read at this point.
Okay, no problem. Cole, your turn. You're not there.
Oh, he's not there.
Have a little pause.
Mm.
You can have another look at it, Alison, while I'm waiting.
Yeah. I think I got a bit distracted because I started reading a book by Don Miguel Ruiz about the first chapter in it is about the story of Adam and Eve. And
Is that the four agreements? Or something
no,
else?
it's I think it's called the Book of Knowledge.
Oh,
But anyway, it's the something of knowledge. Um, he sees the story of Adam and it's his favorite story, and he described how he described the serpent as actually being the fallen angel, which would be Lucifer, who started to tell lies, and of course Adam and Eve were told not to listen to that, not to go near the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Anyway, it just really struck me. He described it really well, and how we, as we grow, we're conditioned to believe lies about ourselves, which is all about us lacking something. It's all about us lacking something, not being good enough, needing to do something different, needing to be better, anyway, that's where I got a bit sort of sideswiped, where I sort of couldn't connect with what was being read here. Anyway, I think I've had enough reading. Cole,
Okay,
it's
Cole,
your turn.
it's up to you. We're up to each one acts according.
Each one acts according to the particular hierarchy of needs he established for himself.
Mm.
Make it a bit bigger. His hierarchy, in turn, depends on his perception of what he is. That is, what he lacks. A sense of separation from God is the only lack he really needs to correct. Well, that's really simple, isn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Because it's only a sense of separation, right?
Mm.
This sense of separation would never have occurred if he had not distorted his perception of truth and thus perceived himself as lacking. The concept of any sort of need hierarchy arose because, having made this fundamental error, he had already fragmented himself into levels with different needs. As he integrates, he becomes one, and his needs become one accordingly. I found that lesson 35 was very powerful in dislodging all these mad ideas one can create about the self. You know, do you guys remember lesson 35?
Remind us. What's it called?
My mind is part of God.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very holy.
Mm.
How holy?
Very holy. Good, Kim. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And practice in that is he asks you to enumerate all the mad ideas you have about yourself. So you go like, I see myself as, shall we do it for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's all do it. I see myself as I don't know, I feel really switched on right now. So this is very good. I
That's
see myself as really switched on right now, but my mind is part of God. I'm very holy.
I
See,
see
like,
myself
yes, go.
as blissfully detached, but my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy.
That's it.
I see myself as getting older, but my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy.
Yes.
I see myself as
Yeah.
and my mind is part of God, so I'm very holy.
I love that.
Yes. Beautiful.
I see myself as a giggling teenager, but, but my mind is part of God and I'm very holy.
This is so good, isn't it? And like it dislodges all the mad things you think about yourself, but all the great things, because you can't fit the greatness of God into this tiny little idea, you know?
It's almost like it doesn't matter how you see yourself. That's fantastic.
Well,
Because,
yes.
you know,
Well, he says it. He says first you will do more negative things,
yeah.
then you will be going to more like self-inflating things because like your level of madness does not really matter.
It's all the
So,
same. Yeah.
so no matter what you say, he dislodges it into this like, hey, if you can name it, it can be it. And so it dislodges it into nothingness. It came from really. I love that. Anyone else? Kevin, how do you see yourself?
See myself as in no man's land.
Yes,
But
but
mind is, what is it, my mind?
part of God.
Part of God. I am very holy.
I am very,
My mind is
very
part of
holy.
God's. I'm very holy.
Mm.
Mm.
What does the very holy feels like?
Like a piece of old clothing.
Feels like
Maybe no clothing.
very holy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Giggling teenager.
Kim's on the laughing gas this morning.
Oh, it's this book's fault. Oh, dear. I didn't wake up in this state. This is good.
You woke up like that?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful. Anyone else wants to apply? Don't capita. Ian, how do you see yourself? Beautiful. See how it works? I remember one day I was totally obsessed by that lesson and I just could not stop doing it. And then all the ideas vanished. Like I just could not figure out one more idea. And that real, like it says, you know, a sense of separation from God is the only lack he needs to correct.
Mm.
Well, that's why I was going to say it differently, just simply because otherwise it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't reflect for me or something. I said like, oh, I am frustrated and I sit in God.
Yeah. But see if you could apply the lesson to it. I see myself as frustrated, but my mind is part of God. I am very holy.
You know, all that is, like I said, is like me chanting a Catholic something. Like the way I just said it makes me feel it, you know, in my own personal
Beautiful.
way. So, you know what I mean? Like just like that revelation stuff. It like,
Yes.
oh, I'm frustrated and I just sit with that with God, you know, however the with or in or yeah. Yeah. Whew. And chuckle with Kim. Ah, thank you.
Where did I finish just then?
I see myself as uptight, and my mind is part of God. It's very holy.
And you are very holy, Alison.
Very holy. Oh, I'm very holy. I see myself as very holy, and my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy.
Beautiful. Can anybody remind me where we ended?
Unified need produces, I think.
Yes.
Unified needs produces unified action because it produces a lack of ambivalence.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of a need hierarchy, a corollary of the original error that man can be separate from God, requires correction at its own level because the error of perceiving levels at all can be corrected. Man cannot behave effectively while he operates at split levels. However, while he does, correction must be introduced from the bottom up. This is because he now operates in space where concepts such as up and down are meaningful. Ultimately, space is as meaningless as time. The concept is really one of the space-time belief. The physical world exists only because man can use it to correct his unbelief, which placed him in it originally. I'm going to read it again. My son decided to jam next door. The physical world exists only because man can use it to correct his unbelief. Wow, that's amazing. Which placed him in it originally. He can never control the effects of fear himself because he made fear and believes in what he made. In attitude then, though not in content, he resembles his own creator who has perfect faith in his creations because he created them.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in a creation produces its existence. This is why a man can believe in what no one else thinks is true. It is true for him because he was made by him. Every aspect of fear proceeds from upside-down perception. The more truly creative, devote their efforts to correcting perceptual distortions. The neurotic devotes his to compromise. The psychotic tries to escape by establishing the certain truth of his own errors. It is most difficult to free him by ordinary means because he's more consistent in his own denial of truth. The miracle, however, makes no such distinctions. It corrects errors because they are errors. Thus, the next point to remember about miracles is who is next?
Back to Kim.
Okay. 52. The miracle makes no distinction among degrees of misperception. It is a device for perception correction, effective quite apart from either the degree or the direction of the error. This is its true indiscriminateness. Indiscriminateness.
It's not as
Christ
difficult as reading a Urantia book, is it?
Yeah. Christ-controlled miracles are selective only in the sense that they are directed towards those who can use them for themselves. Since this makes it inevitable that they will extend them to others, a strong chain of atonement is welded. However, Christ's control takes no account at all of the magnitude of the miracle itself, because the concept of size exists in a plane that is itself unreal. Since the miracle aims at restoring the awareness of reality, it would hardly be useful if it were bound by the laws which govern the error it aims to correct. Only man makes this kind of mistake. It is an example of the foolish consistency which his own false beliefs have engendered.
Foolish beliefs.
See, size does not count. The power and strength of man's creative will must be understood before the real meaning of denial can be appreciated and relinquished. It is not mere negation. It is a positive miscreation. While the miscreation is necessarily believed in by its maker, it does not exist at all at the level of true creation. Whew.
I'll do the next one, please, Kim.
Okay. 53. The miracle compares what man has made with the higher level creation, accepting what is in accord as true and rejecting the discordant as false.
Mm.
All aspects of fear are untrue because they do not exist at the higher creative levels and therefore do not exist at all. To whatever extent a man is willing to submit his beliefs to this test, to that extent are his perceptions corrected. In sorting out the false from the true, the miracle proceeds along the following lines. If perfect love casts out fear, and if fear exists, then there is not perfect love. But only perfect love really exists. If there is fear, it creates a state which does not exist. Believe this and you will be free.
Mm-hmm.
Only God can establish this solution, and this faith is his gift. That was sobering.
Mm.
Where I get confused is all these different levels. Can't quite get my head around. Yeah.
Mm. Beautiful. Shall we leave it at that for today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had enough. Oh,
It's only
we
one.
haven't got far to go.
Yeah,
to
shall we
next
finish it?
chapter.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Who'd like to read next?
Yeah, it's up for grabs. Who wants it? Anthony.
I'll do half, and you do half, Kevin. I don't know. Distortions of miracle impulses. You are involved in unconscious distortions, which are producing a dense cover over miracle impulses, and which make it hard for them to reach consciousness. The nature of any impersonal relationship is limited or defined by what you want it to do. Relating is a way of achieving an outcome. The danger of defenses lies in their propensity for holding misperceptions rigidly in place. All actions which stem from reverse thinking are literally the behavioral expressions of those who do not know what they do. A rigid orientation can be extremely reliable, even if it is upside down. In fact, the more consistently upside down it is, the more reliable it is. However, validity is still the ultimate goal, which reliability can only serve. Hostility, triumph, vengeance, self-debasement, and all kinds of expressions of lack of love are often very clearly seen in the fantasies which accompany them. But it is a profound error to imagine that because these fantasies are so frequent or occur so reliably, that this implies validity. Remember that while validity implies reliability, the relationship is not reversible. You can be wholly reliable and entirely wrong. While a reliable instrument does measure something, what use is it unless you discover what the something is? This course, then, will concentrate on validity and let reliability fall naturally into place. The confusion of miracle impulses with physical impulses is a major source of perceptual distortion because it induces rather than straightens out the basic level confusion which underlies the perception of all those who seek happiness with the instruments of this world. Inappropriate physical impulses or misdirected miracle impulses result in conscious guilt if expressed and depression if denied. All real pleasure comes from doing God's will. This is because not doing is a denial of self. Denial of error results in projection. Correction of error brings release. Lead us not into temptation means do not let us deceive ourselves into believing that we can relate in peace to God or to our brothers with anything external. You want to do some, Kevin? Going.
Child of God, you were created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. Do not lose sight of this. The love of God, for a little while, must still be expressed through one body to another, because the real vision is still so dim. Everyone can use his body best by enlarging man's perception so he can see the real vision. This vision is invisible to the physical eye. the ultimate purpose of the body is to render itself unnecessary. Learning to do this is the only real reason for its creation. Fantasies of any kind are distorted forms of thinking because they always involve twisting perception into unreality. Fantasy is a debased form of vision. Vision and revelation are closely related, while fantasy and projection are more closely associated because both attempt to control external reality according to false internal needs. Twist reality in any way and you are perceiving destructively. Reality was lost through usurpation, which in turn produced tyranny. I told you that you are now restored to your former role in the plan of atonement, but you must still choose freely to devote yourselves to the greater restoration. As long as a single slave remains to walk the earth, your release is not complete. Complete restoration of the sonship is the only true goal of the miracle-minded. No fantasies are true. They are distortions of perception by definition. They are a means of making false associations and obtaining pleasure from them. Man can do this only because he is creative. But although he can perceive false associations, he can never make them real except to himself. Man believes in what he creates. If he creates miracles, he will be equally strong in his belief in them. The strength of his conviction will then sustain the belief of the miracle receiver. And fantasies become totally unnecessary as the wholly satisfying nature of reality becomes apparent to both.
Mm.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all next week.
We'll see you, yes.
Sometime.
Yes.
Or tomorrow.
See some of you tomorrow.
Yes, see some of you tomorrow. All right, guys.
Thank you.
you.
So much. Beautiful.
Bye all.